Welcome to the channel, grab a seat, join the crew. Something fresh, something bold, something brand new. Join the community, let the journey begin. We're diving right out and we're jumping right in. Yeah, it starts right now. You heard it here first. Your bubble is about to burst. We have it all, pop culture, astro, true crime, and the whole damn show. Welcome to FemmeTarot. You heard it here first.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to FemmeTarot. I'm Natalie, your international psychic medium, and over here, we cut straight to the truth. And today, we started off with a little bop, And there's a reason for that. Something that I haven't shared with you, or have I? I don't know. As you guys know, I have many lives and many skills. So back in the day when we were younger, my brother and I would make our own music. As you guys know, I used to work for Sony Music. So music has always been in my life, and I was always involved in music in one form or another. And when we're younger, so my brother he was a music producer and a DJ. And I would write the lyrics and I would sing. And let me tell you guys, because of everything that's going on in the world, and you've heard me share this with you or tell you guys how to raise your vibrations and what to do in order to, dumb down the noise and isolate the noise of what's happening out there. Is music, is via music, or for other people could be art, other people could be journaling. We all have different ways of creating an outlet for ourselves to either raise our vibration or just allow for our emotions or our physical body to release and to help stabilize our nervous system. For me, it's music and dancing. So I'm back writing music among the other 10,000 projects that I'm working on, which is writing a book, creating an oracle deck, creating a tarot deck, teaching courses and workshops. It's just a lot, okay? But I love it. I'm back. I'm back in my creative bubble. I lost it for a while. I'm not surprised. Neptune is out of Pisces, out of this dreamy world, and now it's in Aries, and now it's all about action. And I want to create all these ideas. I want to put them into action. I want to start creating. So you guys, very soon, you will also be able to hear my songs, new songs. They're amazing. They're incredible bops, lyrics and everything. Last night I wrote a song. It was a note or a love letter to my grandmother, who my grandmother was my mom, my dad. She was my everything. She was a role model to me. Gone too soon. It was devastating for me. But I do talk a little bit about how my grandmother's passing helped me really embrace my psychic and medium abilities, and really how it all boomed after my grandmother passed. So I put all that in a song. It's a very powerful song. We were playing it here at home. We're not there yet, but it's a very good song. I sampled it to my husband, my kids. We're all in tears. So just saying, you guys. So yeah, so I just wanted to start off with this little bop. I might be playing it every Sunday. Who knows? I loved it. I just made it, and I thought it sounds really cool. Why not start off in a nice little note, and just start with high vibrations, this live stream. So how is everybody doing? How is everybody holding on this week? Let's see what you guys are seeing. Hello. Love the new intro. Love it. Thank you, you guys. Hello. Yay, you write songs too. That's amazing. We should get together. For sure. I love that. I would love to hear some of your songs. If you have anything, please email me. Just send me what you've got, samples, whatever. Thank you, Val. Thank you. Yeah, we're still in shadow period, just a reminder, Mercury shadow period until the 9th of April, just so you're aware. And this is the most intense period when we're in Mercury shadow. So just so you know, until the 9th, still be extra careful. If you're traveling, just make sure you have travel insurance and you double check everything. Don't sign contracts. Be careful when you're driving. Just, everything applies, but everything is super amplified until the 9th. So just a heads up about that. Val says all these planets in Aries, right? We can see it. We can see the effect of it. But on the other hand, again, I do see the positive because speaking to other people, I do see a lot of people awakening their creative side, which I love that. So you guys, if you're creative or you feel stuck, start creating. Okay. This is also going to keep you grounded. It's going to keep you sane during these times. It's going to raise your vibration and you're going to create amazing things. And I would love to see what you've made or what you've created. I would love, and then we can share it with the community as well. Joey says, yeah, that would be so cool. Very cool. I love that. Hello to you too. I am, can you tell? I am an Aquarius. Hello. Thank everybody for being so supportive. Our Aries more than any other sign. I am not surprised by that at all. Aries are very creative. Because Aries, you know what? They're not unlike Virgos. Virgos have these ideas, right? And they're kind of like stuck in their own head and their own thoughts, and they over analyze and then they second guess themselves. And it feels with Virgos that sometimes they get stuck and it's their own doing. Whereas Aries, they don't get stuck in the details and the fine little things. All they want to do is, I have an idea, or, I want to get something or go get something. They're just go-getters. They're going to go for it. Okay. So that's why Aries are so creative, in my opinion. It's because they can go from one idea to the other, and then they don't overthink how they're going to materialize or manifest that idea. So I'm not surprised that a lot of singers are Aries, or a lot of people. And let me think, well, of course I don't know. So I'm going back to the years when I worked at Sony Music, and I'm just trying to think. But back then, people didn't openly talk about astrology like they do now, because back then, you would talk about astrology, they would be like, huh? You believe this crap? This is pseudoscience and whatnot, Whereas now it's a prerequisite. It's like, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Natalie. What's your sign? When's your birthday? Well, at least that's me. All right. I don't care. I ask people, what's your birthday? Or I guess their sign. And then if I'm spot on, they're like, how did you guess? Well, or if not, they'll tell me. No, Pamela. Oh, eek. Well, that could have been an Aries with a lot of Scorpio in their chart. Eek, eek. Leo with Aquarius moon making music. There you go, everybody. This community is incredibly creative. You're all so talented. I want to see what you make, and I want to see your art. I want to hear your songs. I want to read your poetry and your books and your essays. And yes, let's just really this is all about. I need to create some kind of platform. I'm still trying to figure out which one. I used to have, if you remember, Discord, but a lot of people were not that interested in getting on Discord. And I get it. Me too. It's just a lot. Too many platforms to navigate. I thought about creating a Facebook community. I'm not a big Facebook fan. I'm not a Meta fan. Yeah, I'm on Instagram. But I have to. What's left? TikTok? No, the TikTok is a big, huge marketplace by now. So what's left? Substack. I love Substack, 100%. And I've neglected Substack a little bit, but I just have so much on my plate. I'm working on. You guys, I only sleep 3 or 4 hours a day, and on top of everything, I'm giving you guys your readings. It's just a lot, but I feel good about it. I feel like I found myself again. And that's why I encourage all of you, everyone watching, just, and now Easter is coming up, so you may have some more time to actually tap into that artistic side of yours or that creative side of yours and start and allow for that energy to take you wherever it takes you. Yeah. Hello, beautiful Rosie. How are you, my beautiful? All right, today we have a lot to talk about. Aries, Mariah. Yeah, I was thinking more songwriters and producers, but yeah, we have Mariah's an Aries, Celine, Diana, Aretha. All of the divas and these icons are Aries. Incredible. Lady Gaga, Elton John, Shaka Khan, Selena. We have so many as well. It's interesting. Do we have Aquarians? I think the Weekend is an Aquarian. I don't remember anymore. Like all of their signs as well. Well, Joey didn't say, he didn't name the best rappers or the best singers in the world. He just added Big Sean. You don't need to tell him off. Oh Lord. All right, we'll get into it. Yay. We had a small casino an hour away. Oh no. Oh gosh. And Sister Casino was, it's crazy month. Oh, it's really getting to be bad times. Yeah, it absolutely is. It's crazy out there right now. But today we're not going to talk about politics. We're just going to do a little bit of a planet. Something's wrong with me. See, I'm kind of like on a high. I feel like I'm on a high, but this is because I'm in this creative mode, right? And I've been writing nonstop for the last week, basically, and creating music and putting it all down with the help of AI, just so you know. But I will eventually get a music producer, and I have a very good friend of mine who has an incredible voice, which really fits the style of my songs, and I will then make it into an actual thing. But for now, I'm using AI just to material and manifest my ideas, my music, and my songs. All right, so as I was saying, this is a planet. I keep saying it, planet cleanse, palette cleanse, palette cleanse today. Okay, we're gonna steer away from the Middle East and everything else evil and bad happening, including Epstein. You will get sick of me talking about this, but the more we learn, the more that comes out, the more we're going to talk about it, because we don't want the Epstein stuff to get buried under the news, in the news cycle, because of the Middle East situation and everything else as well. So today we'll look at the pop culture, and one of the biggest news that came out this week, okay, or the biggest viral moment of this week, was Taylor Frankie Paul in that video that was released and timestamped by TMZ. You guys, what is TMZ CNN now? Is TMZ like ABC News, CNN, Fox News, whatever news? And like, it's incredible. They're on it. They're on top of it. And they seem to have the access to a lot of like information and videos and things that they put out. I'm not a fan of TMZ. They're very shady. I don't like who's behind TMZ. I don't like how they coddled and tried to protect Diddy during his trial. There's so many things about TMZ that I'm not a big fan of. But then again, yellow press, whatever. A gossip platform, rag, whatever. So that as soon as that video came out, which was quite disturbing to say the least, and it's not the fact that you see a couple arguing. And I also want to say, you guys, I do not watch Mormon Wives. I know, what's her name, Taylor Frankie Paul, from back in the day when she did a lot of TikToks and Mom Talk and the Utah moms, Mormon moms, etc., that did all these videos. She would keep coming up on my feed. That's how I know of her. Haven't watched anything else that she's been on. Just saying, and I haven't been following her life. But what I do know, because of the video that came out this week, and that was a disturbing video, not because those two, the couple was arguing and she seemed like she was drunk. Okay. She was not all there. About regarding him, I can't tell. He seemed lucid, but we didn't really see much. But what was disturbing is that all of this took place in front of her little girl, and at some point, she threw a chair towards, I think Dakota, right? But it ended up hitting that little girl. Luckily, from what I found out later, it wasn't she wasn't hurt badly. Okay, just nearly missed her, or I think just hit her on the head. So the little girl is fine, but all of it, and the fact that that little girl was screaming, and Dakota was like, you just threw that chair, see what you've done, this is your daughter's right there. And she didn't flinch. She didn't even look at her. To me, all of that was disturbing as a mom, as a human being. All right. So I did a little bit of research just to look, because I did read and see a lot of things going on, being talked about her. Obviously, people are angry, and they should be, at her. Okay. So the first incident that came out about Dakota, I'm just going through them for people like me who maybe don't know the history or don't know who she is. Okay, so Taylor, I keep calling her Dakota. I agree. I want to say this. I agree with Maureen Callahan, because I love Maureen. I just love her sassiness. She's to the point. She's really good. Incredible writer as well. And she's got such a rich vocabulary too. She's just incredible. But here's the thing. I agree with her. This is so confusing. The names are all like, she's got like very masculine name. Okay, of course, now, anyone can be called, like, any gender can be called Chandler, Taylor, Mickey, or any other name that I can't think of any other names right now off the top of my head. But I'll try to keep their name straight. Okay. So Taylor, back in 2022, when she was at her height of her TikTok fame, she came out and she admitted that her husband, her then husband, and all of her Mormon friends and influencers were all in this thing called soft swinging. So apparently they would like hook up with each other's husbands and wives, but they wouldn't sleep with each other. It was just hookups or just like making out. Who are they kidding? Like, honestly, who are they kidding? Like, you're allowed to make out with someone else's husband or wife, and it's just gonna be kissing and cuddling and maybe a little bit of play, and you want us to believe that it never goes further than that? I have a hard time believing that. But anyways, let's go back to Taylor. Taylor, then, she said, so that was a big shock. That was a big thing, because these are Mormons, and it was very shocking. But I believe it was 2022 or 2023 that she actually confessed that she cheated on her then husband. What was his name? Hold on. Let me find his name in my notes. Dakota is I don't have his name. Anyways, you know who her husband is. I'm sorry, I didn't write it down. Her ex-husband, right? So that was a big thing. But that really helped her because it really put her on the map, on the public figure influencer map, I guess. Now, what happened between 2023 and 2026 are all these domestic violence arrests. We have 2 of them, apparently. So in 2023, which is the video that went viral this past week, she was arrested back in February 2023 following a domestic dispute with her then boyfriend, Dakota Mortensen. She pleaded guilty to aggravated assault, and that's all I know. Then there was another domestic dispute this year, a couple of months ago. This was back in February of this year, 2026, again with Dakota. So obviously this relationship is extremely volatile and toxic. We're going to be looking into it. And of course, you guys are going to help me with this reading because I'm not that versed in Taylor Frankie Paul and Mormon wives and that world. So I'll need your help with that. So what happened after that video came out and went viral was everyone was looking at ABC and they were like, ABC, you're just too quiet. Because the Bachelorette, and she was supposed to be the Bachelorette of this newest season. Haven't watched, I think I watched one season of Bachelor. This was years ago. And everyone was like, why is ABC so quiet? Are they still going through with the airing of the show? This is not right. You know, everyone was so disgusted by her, and especially because her daughter was witnessing everything and her daughter got involved in all this. People are saying Tate. Thank you, everybody. Tate was the first husband's name. But then ABC had to do something. They felt cornered, and they came out and they said, we're canceling the Bachelorette. That's it. A bit hypocritical, ABC, because you were hoping, ABC, that things would be swept. This is my opinion as an outsider to all this, okay? ABC just wanted to wait and see how people would react to this. Sometimes videos like these can go viral for the right reasons or the wrong reasons, or the effect they may have on the public could be positive or negative. People could have, what I mean by positive, people siding with Taylor and saying, poor Taylor, you know, she's very hurt. She's been through a lot. She was lashing out. This was a vulnerable moment. You know, she's a good mom. This was a bad thing. Poor Taylor, but she still goes viral and it still brings in the ratings for ABC. But that's not what happened because people were angry. People were livid with her, but with Dakota too. And I want to look into this because I saw a lot of comments and a lot of people theorizing or saying that why would the video come out a couple of weeks or a week before Bachelorette airs? And people assumed that it was Dakota who was being vengeful and he sold the video, or he gave the video to TMZ in order to destroy Taylor. So we're going to look into that. We'll see, okay, if that's true or not. Because again, why would TMZ? Why? What the timing of it all, right? It's the timing. Why would you want to hurt Taylor so much? Do you want to hurt Taylor? Or just saying, I'm just going to put another theory out there, right? What if someone gave that video to DMZ hoping or knowing that it's going to create such a backlash to the show that it would either affect its ratings or it would eventually get canceled, which is what happened. So I'm not sure. Is this to hurt Taylor or is this to hurt the show or the network? We'll find out. Let me see what you guys are saying before I pull the cards and ask my spirit guides. I love Maureen too. She's fierce. Love her. She's incredible. She's really cool. And she seems like a very direct and honest person. Like I see her eyes, like I read her and I read someone who is not, she's not hypocritical. She says it as it is. She's also quite self-aware where she's able to, like, if she has a guess or she has opposing opinions with someone on a panel, or if she has a guest or she's a guest, she still tells her opinion, okay? But she kind of like, she doesn't sugarcoat, but she has a way of delivering something without insulting people. She's just really good at what she does. Aren't they broken up, JJ? I thought they were broken up. Are they? Wait, Taylor and Dakota are still together after all of this? And is it true they have a child together? Um, thank you, everybody. Tate. Okay, now I know his name. Okay, people, that's the thing. People very split. Some people think that Taylor is just she's very problematic and very toxic, and there are other people who feel sorry for her and feel that her outbursts and her behavior is connected to the men that she was married to or has dated, etc. We'll look into this. Okay. Yeah, I know. So many questions about the whole thing. Okay. Do you think okay, I'll get to that. Hold on. Let me highlight this question. Um Hold on. I'm highlighting your question, so I'll get to them in a minute. So, real quick, I went online just to check if I could find her natal chart because I was interested to just pull it up. And I couldn't find one. I did find a couple of videos on TikTok, a couple of people who made them. I don't know them as astrologers, so I cannot rely on someone that I don't know. They're especially on TikTok. Okay. So what I did find though, I asked Gemini, and I got that I asked Gemini, and I got she is a Gemini. She was born on the 23rd of May, 1994, and she has a Scorpio moon, which that tracks, both tracks. If that's true, but this is what Google's AI told me, which is Gemini, that totally tracks with everything that we're seeing. All right. Yeah. Hold on. Highlighting questions. She talks on the show. Hold on. Elle says she talks on the show about she has daddy issues, an abandonment issue. Also, yes, she has a son. Okay, so they're co-parenting. I don't know if they're together or not. Well, let's look into it. I'll ask the cards. Have one child together. Okay, thank you. They're not officially broken up. They're just being forced to stay away from each other. All right. Well, let's start the reading. Okay. Do we know? Oh, I forgot to check, but I don't know if I would be able to find. Does anybody know Dakota's birthday? Because that'd be interesting to know. All right. Where shall I start? First, before I get to your questions, I'm going to start by just throwing the cards and connecting to her energy and then his energy, and I'll just see what comes through. No, I didn't ask Gemini to. I do not use AI to interpret any charts or give me any astrology info because it gets it wrong. Whether it's ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, it doesn't matter. They all get it wrong. No, I just asked Gemini. You know how I use Gemini as Google now. So I'm like, what is Taylor Frankie Paul's or birthday? Or what's her? No, I asked what's her sign. And that's what came up. Dakota's an Aquarius. Interesting. All right. Okay. Let me connect. And let's start. Grab your beverages, your drinks, your tea, your matcha, your snacks, and let's get to it. Okay, let me connect to Taylor Frankie Paul. I'm not going to ask a question. I'm just going to connect to her energy and see what I get, what I pick up, what is coming through. And then I will start asking the questions. I'm also waiting for my new decks. I ordered 3 new decks, haven't arrived yet. There's a whole issue with the postal service here, you guys. People have sent me things, they were sent back, never gotten a notification. People want to send me things, and I'm talking about the States right now, from the States, and I'm like, no, hold off until I get there. You know, there's no point because I don't know. I ordered my decks a month ago and I still haven't received them. By the time they get here, I will have my own tarot deck. My tarot deck will be ready. Okay, Taylor Frankie Paul. Show me Taylor. Okay, I had a jumper card. 9 of Wands. I'll explain. Show me Taylor Frankie. Ooh, another jumper card. Yep. I'm showing you the cards. Someone complained in one of my videos that I don't. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm just so like picking up. I'm hearing my guides. I'm picking up everything. And then sometimes I might forget because I'm so into it, but I promise I will. So these two were jumper cards. Okay, 9 of Wands, 5 of Cups. Show me Frankie. I was just shown something and I cannot say it in public. I cannot. It has to do with her youngest. So the little girl that was in the video, Dakota's little girl, I'm not. Okay, I'm not. It's not. She's not. I'm not going to say anything about that. I'm sorry. I don't do this on purpose, but I want to protect this little girl. Okay. Okay, let me go back to this. Show me Taylor, please. I'm reading her energy. What's her current right now at the present moment? She's not doing well. She is struggling. Her mental health is not good at all. She's on it feels like she's on antidepressants. I feel like she's on some kind of, I keep hearing she's under supervision, and I don't feel this has to do with law enforcement. It could be supervision, psychiatric or psychologist, and I even see her mom being very much around and helping with the kids. Does she have her kids right? Does anybody know? Because I see her now. I feel her right now, but I don't see the kids around her. So did they take the kids from her? Because it feels like they maybe temporarily took custody of the kids. I feel the kids are with her mom, at least the older kids. They're not with her at the moment. She gets to see the little one. She saw the little one, I feel, this weekend. She visited, she saw they brought her. I'm not sure, but this is what I'm seeing. So I haven't even pulled the cards, but I will just tell you guys what these two mean. The two jumper cards. So the first one's with the 9 of Wands. A reason why she hasn't come out and made a public statement, and a lot of people are angry by that as well. They're like, why wouldn't she come out and at least say something about her daughter, or at least show some kind of like regret and remorse regarding that? Well, she's not allowed. Okay, she's not. So I feel right now she has handlers, could be her management team, including her parents, that decide against it. They just want to allow for time to make all of this attention sort of die down around it. She's very protective. I've got to say that she's a Gemini. Geminis have a hard time keeping secrets. All right. So if you want to have, if you have a secret that you want it to stay a secret, don't tell your Gemini friend. All right. No shade to you, Geminis, but you guys just tend to like blurt things out. Okay. And you're not doing it because you want to harm people. You're doing it because you just can't help yourselves. This was no shade. I'm just saying. So what I'm trying to say here about Taylor is that she does have some secrets. She was open and transparent about the soft swinging. She was open and transparent about the cheating, about blah, blah, blah. So she seems to be quite transparent and honest. Well, yes, up to a point. All right. Because there are other secrets and other things that she protects. But because she is a Gemini, and this is Taylor we're talking about, and this could be her Scorpio moon that helps here, because Scorpios are very private, and they only share with you what they want you to share. Okay, they just leave breadcrumbs. They never will open up to anyone. That's a Scorpio thing, assuming that she is a Scorpio moon. So eventually these secrets will come out in a form of, again, I haven't even pulled the rest of the cards, but I'm just receiving. She will have a sit-down interview. We've all seen this before, Everyone has had, anyone who's a celebrity, a public figure, etc., has had a sit-down interview after being shamed, canceled, and all of that. And she will reveal things about, not, interestingly enough, not about Dakota, but more so about her ex-husband and a relationship she had before Tate. I don't know his name. And yeah, Five of Cups shows depression, shows sadness, shows that she's not doing well right now, although she still has to go to all these events and stuff like that, because I did see her this week. She went to a couple, but she has contracts and they make her do it. They make her do it. 10 of Cups, there you go. It's her family banding together to help her in this situation. She does have a very good support system, and I'm happy to see that. She does have solid friends and family around her, and a supportive system around her as well, and including the kids. Okay, so as I said, I don't feel that she's got custody at the moment of the kids, or maybe custody is not the right word, but I feel like the kids were removed from her care at the moment until she's I heard, and I'm going to share with you, until there's social workers involved, just so you know. And this is not because of the video. It's been like this since she pleaded guilty. So I do see child protective services or social workers, visit from time to time, just checking in. I feel this is something that was required by, I keep getting Dakota's dad. Dakota's dad, is he around? I feel like I just felt his energy. But she's heartbroken, you guys. She's heartbroken. To be honest, how I'm reading her and all this, look at this, Knight of Wands. When I picked this guy, I really felt like look at her, she looks like Dakota, Taylor. See, I keep confusing the two of them. I'm doing a Maureen right now, confusing the two. But looks like her as well. Knight of, she's fiery. She is fiery. And to answer my own question about whether she does have remorse, I would say not really. Not because don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean that she's a bad human being or a bad parent. This just shows me that this is a woman who's extremely wounded internally. She has a lot of wounds, a lot of healing that she needs to do. And she has, and I feel this is something that she avoids to do, because it's incredibly painful for her. But what I am getting, she's fiery, but why she doesn't have remorse is because she feels wronged. So Dakota, this is where I'm getting with this. I feel Dakota, before he pressed record on that stupid phone, something was said, I will try to figure it out. I'll ask my guides. Something happened which triggered her, and she lost it. It wasn't because she was under the influence of whatever, alcohol, whatever. It was because he really pressed a button there. And she went, all she could see red. She forgot about the little girl. She forgot about it was just red. Have you guys been? I'm not excusing her, by the way. I'm not. I'm just trying to see this as humanely as possible, like as a human being. Like, why is this? Because I see that she is struggling, you guys. She's not a bad human being. She is struggling. She has a lot of self-esteem issues, trust issues. She's very hurt, very hurt. I feel like most of the men that she's been involved in her adult life have used her or hurt her in some way. So this is what I'm saying. The remorse thing is because to her, whatever happened before Dakota press record was huge for her. She lost it. And obviously the little girl wasn't hurt badly, so she didn't need to go to hospital. She didn't get stitches. She was okay. So there's that too. In hindsight, that you're like, okay, obviously. But I'm just saying that right at this moment, it's not about the kid. It's about her. She's thinking to herself, why is everybody, and she was really looking forward to the Bachelorette. She was really looking forward to it, which is odd. Why was she on Bachelorette if she's dating or not dating Dakota? Also, why did ABC hire her as the Bachelorette when she's got a rap sheet, when she's quite problematic? We've seen that. And what I've heard on Mormon Wives, I mean, she's good TV. She's good TV. That's why they did it. But I mean, they should have vetted and they should have taken legal precautions, I guess. But ABC knows their job better than I do. I'm just saying it's odd. Why? If she's dating someone else. For my British friends. Okay. You know what this reminds me a little bit? Because again, I'm asking the questions, but I'm answering my own questions here. You know the whole Olivia Atwood. Sorry, dear American friends and Canadian friends, and for anyone else who doesn't watch British television and doesn't follow like the reality TV there. So Olivia Atwood is one of the biggest names has come out of reality TV and Love Island specifically. And she recently, a couple of months ago, she came out in public. She's very similar to Taylor because she's always been honest and transparent about her relationship to this famous footballer, soccer player in England. And she's always like been very transparent about issues in their relationship, that he was unfaithful, like a very turbulent relationship. Well, I'm trying to cut a story short here, but back in February, again, February for Olivia, February for Taylor, big month for a lot of these people. She came out and announced that she and her husband, Olivia, she and her soccer star husband are getting divorced because he breached her trust. So everyone's been talking about the fact that he cheated, blah, blah, blah. And then she was seen kissing one of her very good friends, who's another reality TV star. She reminds me, but here's the thing, where I'm getting with this. Olivia, what made her famous was the fact that she decided to go to Love Island after she found out, this was years ago, she found out that her then boyfriend, which is her now ex-husband, the soccer player, cheated on her. And she's like, you know what? I'm going to get revenge. I'm going to go to Love Island and I'm going to sleep and make out with all these men. I'm going to make you jealous. And it worked because as soon as she came out of Love Island, they reconnected and then they got married. This is what this reminds me of. This is why I'm bringing it up. What's everyone saying before I go on? Dakota probably said something about her real father. I'll try to find, I'll ask, I'll see. I could see that she was baited into that response. Dakota knew it would make her lose it. Listen, I'll tell you what was a major red flag for me when it comes to Dakota. Okay. The fact that you had a woman, your woman, the one that you have a kid with, the one that you've been with for so long, for however long they've been, you see her in that state. Okay. She's throwing things, she's screaming, she's lost it. All right. And he's got the calmest friggin' voice and tone. He's just not even, he didn't even move in front of the girl. We don't know, but there are parts of the video that you can't really see. But like, he didn't even physically protect the girl, the little girl. He didn't even raise his voice and say, sometimes you just need to snap them out of it. It's not easy when you see red. It's so hard to snap out of it. But what really was a red flag for me was how calm he was. Okay, and at some point, I swear, I don't know. Maybe it's my psychic, my third eye. I don't know what, but I swear he was sitting on a stool and just watching her like trash the house. That's a red flag. Why? Because if it was just a fight and she went all crazy, he would have done something to calm her down, right? He would have done something to calm her down. He would have taken that little girl upstairs. He would have taken Taylor upstairs. He would have done something. So to me, it means that he did something to taunt her. He said something to trigger her, or he was taunting her because he knows her and he knows that when she gets in that zone, all right, she just goes cray, and she does. So this is my theory. I'm going to ask now the cards. JJ says, I've been trying to emphasize Dakota after seeing the videos. No one should be abused, but there's something about his voice tone and cadence that makes me feel he's not telling the truth. I agree. Val says, this is what you do, Taylor. Yeah. Why say that? This is what you do. You don't say that to your partner, assuming that they're together, who is just having a mental breakdown in front of her child. Like, shut up. You know what I mean? Like, shut up. Men should learn how to handle women better. I'm sorry. It's a fact. I'm not saying women are like you. I mean, there are a lot of psycho women out there who abuse men. Both genders, okay? But that's not how you handle a woman like that. I'm just saying. And okay, if this is a fact, I believe you, JJ. I'm just saying because the online world is not always correct. If this is correct, you want to tell me the Dakota I don't know how long that fight lasted. Let's assume it was a 15-20 minute fight because we don't know what happened before we had the police afterward, but let's assume that this fight was going on for a while. You want to tell me that an Aquarius sun with an Aries moon could keep his calm while she was trashing him, screaming at him, belittling him, doing all that stuff? Is that what you're trying to tell me? I don't buy it. No way. So to me, I'm going to ask the cards. Let's stop assuming and let's get to it. What happened? Do you think the network sabotaged? I'll answer this in a minute. Let me ask my guides what happened. Who's at fault here? What happened? Because this is not just any like lovers quarrel. This is serious stuff. And it happened again a couple of months ago. So let me just connect with my guides. I want to see what they're going to show me. And you know what? I forgot my little banner. And also, I forgot you guys to remind you to like this video. Don't forget to like this video. And if you're new here, do consider subscribing. You won't regret it whatsoever. Here you are. And also a little disclaimer that everything that we say here is based on my opinions and my psychic insights and not on facts. Okay. Okay. I see they had I think they ordered in. So I see take so I don't know if this was like leftover from lunch or from the day before, but I see takeaway like, boxes and stuff like that spread out everywhere. I feel like they had dinner. They had dinner. There is drinking because I do see alcohol and wine. Um I see all the kids around, so all three kids are there. Um I mean in the house, they start arguing about something. So I see Dakota showing her something on his phone because this is the kitchen island and he's like leaning in front, like leaning over the island. And again, see him showing her something. He doesn't even go around to show her. He just does that, stretches his body and his arm to show her something. And then I can see her face is dropping. I cannot see what that is. I'll use my cards in a minute. Oh, it's not a video, it's nothing. It's some kind of document. It's some kind of document. You guys, I'll show you the cards. I'm not, you know what? I'm going to ask these cards here. You heard it here first. And again, for entertainment purposes only, he's smirking when he shows her whatever that is on his phone. And I can tell it's a document because the background all is white. I can see, you know how the screen lights up? It's white as it would be if you're reading a PDF or some kind of email, right? And I can see the things written, like the lines of words on them. So that's how I can see that this is not a video or anything else. This is some kind of document. Does it involve the girl though? Hold on, let's see. Wait. What started this argument? What caused this argument? What caused this argument? Oh, two cards just jumped out. Exchanging gifts. Flexible. I knew it. Hold on. I was going to say it involves the kids. Well, the one kid that they share. Ooh. When this happened, does anyone know when back in 2023, when all this went down, were they together? It seems like they have an on-off relationship, but were they together at the time when this fighting? Because I don't feel they were together. Okay, I feel they were broken up, and he was using their kid as leverage to hurt her and harm her and have her under his control. This is what I'm getting. So that document or whatever he was showing her, I believe it must have been something drawn, some kind of paper or something drawn out, or even an email from a lawyer, maybe something to do with her daughter. So I don't know if it's like a veiled threat in some way, like if we break up or, if you cheat on me or blah, 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 whatever you do to me, he says to her, then I'm going to take sole custody or I'm going to take our daughter away, or this is where I'm going with this. Yeah. Oh, okay. Dakota seems to be a very insecure little man. And I say this very intentionally because he's very little in my eyes. If you feel that you're going to feel, again, I'm not siding with one way or they're both horrible human, especially when they're together. Okay. They shouldn't be together and then they should just move on with their lives and just leave each other alone and just co parent as healthy as possible. But, because she as well is not stable. Okay. I didn't, despite the ups and downs and the depression, all that, not stable. I don't feel this is, and I can tell you this because the first, ever since I saw her on TikTok, there was something about her energy, something about her eyes. I was just like, something is off. But I also see this in people who have had childhood trauma. All right. Sometimes they have this look and that energy about them. They seem empty or they seem like they're a little bit like off, but this is because of trauma. So I'm just going to give her a little bit of that benefit of the doubt there. But with Dakota, let me just tell you, okay, this insecure little man, I feel like she is his meal ticket or was his meal ticket. Again, weird relationship going on. And he just played mind games with her because he knows she's unstable and what her buttons are and her triggers are. And let me tell you, she does the same. I get that she does the same. This is an awfully toxic, disgusting relationship. They shouldn't have had kids together. I'm sorry, but they shouldn't have. Now they do, and now they have to grow up, okay, and accept responsibility and become better people for their child and their children, her children. So this is what I'm getting. It's just like the energy of those, like now as we're talking, I'm seeing it. The energy between them is back and forth, back and forth. So the dynamic of this relationship. So there are times when Dakota has the upper hand, right? And he controls Taylor through by pressing her buttons and knowing what to say or do. And then there are times when Taylor has the upper hand and so it's always like a seesaw. It's like a seesaw. Like, I'm so relieved and happy that none of these children got hurt. Not that they would harm their children on purpose, but they didn't, they weren't sort of like caught in the crossfire of these people, of these weird, selfish, both of them narcissistic people. Give me a second. I want to see their state of, like, what's the status of the relationship right now? Do they have feelings for each other? Like, what's going on here? Okay. Well, this one wants to jump out. The world. Things are changing. Nah, they're not in a relationship. They're not in a relationship because I really feel that part of why these two got together, and not only what got them together, but what glued them together for as long as this relationship lasted or lasts, is the fact that they're both attention seeking. They love the TikTokies and the reality TV of it all and the attention and all of that. And one of the reasons why they stay together is because of that. She's a Mormon. She wanted this baby daddy number 2. It's part of her brand. It's part of her culture. I don't know how else to say it. He, on the other hand, he felt at the very beginning that he hit the jackpot. So, lovers, oh my God, they're still sleeping with each other. They're not together. So, if someone asked me, do you think Taylor and Dakota are together? I would say they're not together, but they still see each other and they sleep together because this is how they still have control over each other. It is mental. We've seen this many times, but this is mental. Death. What relationship? They don't have a relationship, like like a healthy romantic relationship. They just have this attraction for they just use sex just to get what they want from each other. They're just two peas in a pod, you guys. They're two peas in a pod. Three of Cups. Oh Lord. With this, didn't she learn anything about the soft swinging? The Empress. Okay. Again, for entertainment purposes only. I'm not here to slander anyone or to defame anyone. I'm just a psychic reader, reading the energy and getting information from my guides. But I'll just say it out here. Let me just tell you, I feel that this is going to be maybe shocking for some. Dakota, I don't feel that he, at least before they had, or before Taylor got pregnant, I don't feel that he was monogamous. All right. I just see other women around him flirting and all that. And Dakota, I keep calling her Dakota. Taylor, kind of pursued getting pregnant with him for that reason. Like, I'm not saying she didn't love him or her intentions weren't pure or good. Maybe they were. What I'm seeing is that, let me tell you, here you go. Three of Cups, and then you have the Empress card. She suspected or she knew about him talking to other women, being flirty, blah, blah, blah. She didn't want to, I guess she didn't want karma to get her because she cheated on her husband and maybe she was too. And then she's like, you know what? I'm just going to show him that I'm marriage material. Let me get pregnant. He wants kids or he would be good family man or whatever. Whatever she was thinking, I don't know. It doesn't make any logic to me. This is not something that I would do. And then she's like, all right, I'll get pregnant. This is how I'm going to keep him. Nine of Pentacles, and also monetize from all this. So yeah, you guys, this relationship is just, they are just as bad as each other, two peas in a pod. And from what I'm seeing, Dakota doesn't, stop wiping your hands clean, Dakota, because they're not clean. All right. They both of them, they really should be kept. Someone said in the chat that someone is keeping them apart. Yes, they should. They should. These two are just nutters, in my opinion. They're just nutters. They're egotistical, narcissistic nutters. This is what they are. Oh, I'm sorry, Shay Coco. Listen, our clocks have now gone forward. We're officially on summertime. Schedule is going to go back to normal. Even myself, I wrote the time wrong. This is my fault. On Instagram, I wrote it as 3 p.m. because I was still in the old. Anyways, no more mishaps and issues with the time anymore until maybe October. Let's see what you guys saying. Dakota was dating other women while dating Taylor. Yes, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Dating, flirting, sleeping. There were other women around him. Perhaps he got pregnant. So okay. So JJ is definitely confirming or validating what I just saw. Her mom told them to not have kids together. I had no idea. Let me see. JJ really knows her stuff. At the time of the fight, Taylor only had 2 kids. They weren't pregnant with their son ever. Okay, I saw kids in the house. Well, I did see 2 kids, and then I assumed those were the 2 kids that were sleeping upstairs. And the other, I saw 2 kids though, but I really thought the ones that I saw were the older kids. She had just a oh, really? A few weeks before the fight, then she got pregnant again. I can't with those two, really. And didn't have Dakota's son yet. Yes, I know. No caps, please, Billy. Don't use caps. Yeah, I saw 2 kids. I assumed there were 3 kids. I saw only 2. And I assume the two that I was seeing were the ones that were sleeping. They were somewhere in the house. But and maybe, yeah, I probably confused the youngest, like the one she had with what's his name, Dakota, uh, with a kid that was younger back then. But anyways, I just described to you what I saw. Yeah, some of your questions. Do you think ABC canceled the show because Taylor withheld the information on the other DB instances as of Friday? No, I don't believe that, Brianne. And let me tell you why. Because there is such a vetting process and psych process that all these players and all these contestants go through, that they would have done a background check. And this is not something that was secret or hidden. So ABC knew about her past, knew about all of this, because they hire people just to vet all these contestants and players. They knew about it. So no, I don't think that ABC, I believe that ABC canceled because they got so much backlash, and probably their legal team said, you know what? Maybe we should pull the plug on this, because this is not going to be good legally. We're going to have so many issues with this. This is what I feel. I feel it was the execs, they really swept things under the rug. They're like, shh, don't tell anyone. We know, but don't tell anyone. We'll just still go ahead with it. It was legal. I believe it was legal that blocked it. And they were like, listen, legal and marketing team, probably, they were like, you know what? Let's not do this. Like, why did Dakota pull out his phone to film at that very moment? Because in my opinion, I feel that he knew exactly what he was doing. Again, taunting, creating that smirk. I feel that he wanted her to lose her SHIT and record it. You don't record someone who is, and especially if you're in a relationship with that person. It's different when we're talking about an estranged couple, and they are custody issues there, there are fights, it gets volatile during drop off and whatnot. There, I get wanting to record, because you're like, you can use it against your ex-spouse. But in this case, to me, it was all part of his little plan to have that evidence and use it against her. So, yeah. Will Taylor recover? Will mom talk be over? Can you see what the camera recharges are, and will she be charged for that fight? Also, okay, a lot of questions in one. So let's start. Will Taylor recover, and will mom talk be over? Yeah, mom talk is actually on the decline anyways, I heard. Yeah, and eventually mom talk will change very much. It's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same. So to me, to answer that question regarding mom talk, it's over. It will be over soon. Will Taylor recover? Again, she will recover from this, but she's never going to go back. She will. I just saw that she's going to do in the future, in a year maybe. I don't know when. I'm just guessing, a year from now. She's going to do, again, I see her doing a sit down interview or some kind of interview. And I do see her eventually still working on some projects, on some kind of show. I see her on some, she's not going to be the main person, but she will do a couple of things on TV. But not as big as the Bachelorette or Mormon Wives. There are people who still are, I've got to say this because I keep hearing it. There are people who are 100% on Taylor's side, Team Taylor, and they feel like she's the victim. She's not they're both victims of each other, all right? So it's not like, this is the end all of her career. I don't see that. It will change a lot, okay? her popularity is gonna take a downfall, but it's not gonna be the end. What I'm seeing now regarding, will she be charged for that fight? Oh, Queen. I just got the Queen of Pentacles. I don't know what that means because I didn't even ask the question. Hold on. So, how about the recent charges? Will she be charged? All right. I'll just put it out there. Okay, what I just saw. So I don't even know if this is out in public. Okay, I have to say this in a way. I see her driving the car, okay? And I see her driving the car, but not her being sober behind the wheel. Now, what I'm not sure of is whether she has one or two children in the back. Because I see 2 car seats in the back. No, the kids were not. Okay. The kids were not in the car because I just saw that the car seats were empty and I just heard the kids were not in the car, but she was heading, I feel, to pick them up. Pick them up, or she just dropped. No, it feels like she was going to go pick them up from school, from their dad. I don't know. But so I don't know if what I was just shown is connected to the recent charges. I don't know, but this is what I was shown. And will she be charged? Will she be charged for that? Yes, again, something like involved. To answer your question, I feel what I saw with her driving under the influence is separate to what you're asking me, because I just got the 10 of Cups and I heard that again it has to do with some kind of domestic situation there regarding the most recent ones, 5 of Swords. She's in trouble. 6 of Cups. Again, it involves child. Oh, it involves child. Is he? Oh, Dakota. I'm not talking about Taylor. I'm talking about Dakota. I know I confused the names, but I'm saying this because I feel that if he really wanted to destroy Taylor's career, he could do this. He could. He really could. But again, because I see them being intimate with each other, that's what holds them together right now. It's the whole sex thing. I feel that they use intimacy with each other to appease, to keep what they want, to get what they want, to it's so twisted. This is what I'm getting. So at the moment, it involves again, it's a domestic dispute situation, involves kids again. This latest one. It's up to Dakota. I don't see her getting charged, but I do feel that it's up to him. Again, it's up to him. If he's gonna follow through with this or not. So, ouch. Yeah, it's very clear this was reactive. He can touch the recorder and install the video to DMC. You know what? I'm gonna pull one card. I'm gonna ask a yes or no question. Did Dakota sell the video? Because I seriously doubt that the police said, Mr. Dakota, whatever your name is, Mortensen, right? Yeah. Hello, Mr. Dakota Mortensen. Listen, we still have the body. Not the body cam. We still have in the evidence room the video from the assault that happened in 2023. Would you like us to hand it over to TMZ? I doubt that happened. So, yes or no? Did Dakota sell the video to TMZ? Sell, give. 2 cards jumped out. This is the card I got before. Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles does not receive money. As you can see, he leaves a trail of destruction, meaning like he loses money. He's not good with money. So I don't even think he got money from TMZ. I'm going to say this. I don't think he got money from TMZ, but I do think that he kind of like maybe anonymously, or he got someone else to press the send button and send it to TMZ. Sucks. Awful. Awful behavior from both of them. From both of them. It's they have kids. They need to be adults here. You know, someone has to be the adult in the room, and they're definitely not the adults in the room. They're the kids in the room. I hope both of them do. I hope they both stay away from each other because it's super toxic. I hope that they literally just get help, both of them. Taylor more so because she has a lot of issues and a lot of trauma that she needs to work on and heal. And they just need parenting lessons too. Okay, adulting lessons, how to be an adult. There's a lot with those two, but it's sad. It's sad because there are kids involved, and as always, when there are kids involved, it makes it the situation more vulnerable, more dark, and a lot sadder. So, and her mom isn't any help. No telling how his family may be. Well, they have both. What I'm getting is those kids are not they're not with Taylor and living with Taylor at the moment. So they're giving her a break as well. This is not because she's a bad mom. I feel that she needs this break. Okay. She needs this break. She needs to focus on her mental health. And I do see her mom actually and his dad, Dakota's dad. I feel those are in between those two couples, the parent couples. I feel the mom is the strong one from the Taylor family, the Frankie family, and then we have the dad from the Mortensen family. Sources are saying that either Jordan, Jesse's estranged husband, I don't know who Jesse is, or Dakota's brother sent the video to TMZ on behalf. Okay. Well, this is what my cards are saying, that it wasn't Dakota himself that did it, but he gave it to someone and they pressed the send button or they handed it over to TMZ. This is what I'm getting. They're both at fault here. Okay. The only victims here are the kids. They're both just as bad as each other. This is the conclusion of this reading from what I see. And I didn't even follow. I don't follow them. I don't know anything about them. I learned a lot about them this week and from this reading. Oh, Lord. This is a 31-year-old woman with 3 children and access to so many resources to get help. I don't understand why it seems like people excuse her behavior regardless of Dakota. I agree with you. Again, it's what I said. You need to be the adult. You need to step up. You need to, deal with your shit. Deal with your shit when you have kids. And I agree with you. She's got the money. She's got the resources. Like they're it's inexcusable for both of them. I don't care. They're horrible parents, horrible human beings. Full stop. Full stop, period. There's nothing more to it. And I say this with full conviction after this reading. All right. I feel somewhat bad. I will be honest. I feel a little bit sorry for Taylor. A little bit. But that's about it. Just a little bit, because I'm like, no person, no woman or man should carry so much trauma and have issues, right? But there again, it just doesn't excuse that behavior. They're just spreading the trauma to her kids. 100%. 100%. 100%. And if she has another nervous breakdown, what if it, like what happens then? What if the grandparents are not around? The parents aren't. I mean, she's divorced. Obviously, Dakota, this relationship is not going to last long. As soon as things die down and they feel they don't have this power play that they have, it's gonna be done. It's going to be done, this relationship. And let me tell you that when it's done, this relationship, there's going to be more drama. It's not the end of it, because this is the type of people and personalities that they are. I don't know about the kid. How does she, what? Okay. Was she diagnosed by someone? Like, the thing with these like influencers and public figures and celebrities, they come out and they say any crap. Who was it on Housewives that came out and said, I have autism? Who was, remember someone? She was really corner. I can't think now. She was, it wasn't Reno, was it? Was it Reno? Was it Bethany? I don't remember. One of the troublemakers, one of the shit stirs of the Housewives. Because she had all this backlash and all this, like, she was like, I was just diagnosed with autism. No, you weren't. Who diagnosed you? Like, why do they come up with this crap just to excuse their shitty? I keep using that word. I'm sorry. It's YouTube. Sorry. It's that crappy behavior, right? Like, it's just, who told you have a chemical imbalance? Who told you that? Did you go to psychiatrist? Did you go to a clinic? And they're not, if you go to a psychiatrist or a therapist once, doesn't mean that you're in therapy, all right? It doesn't mean you've got to follow through. And especially when it comes to diagnosis of mental health, or mental diseases and stuff like that, you need to be monitored by a psychiatrist. So, I can't with all that. Tamra, that's right, Tamra. Karen, correct, it was Tamra. Oh Lord, I love the fact that the whole chat's like, Tamra. Yeah, remember that? That was so funny. Tamra's like, I'm autistic. Said who? Are you still autistic, Tamra, or did you just get over the autism? Did you just, I don't know, did you drink a special kind of herbal tea and autism went away? It's just ridiculous. All right. Yes, we can. For other planets deeper than I need to get into that. We will go back to talking about like more about extraterrestrial lives, because I have gotten lately DMs and emails from people telling me about experience that they've had, dreams that they've had contact with some kind of being or entity. I want to get into that, and I want to do a live where actually you guys can phone in. Some of you are shy, you don't want to show your face, I get it, or through the chat, just share your experience and your questions with me. But I will get to that, promise. And over Easter, things like we'll go, unless I decide to start a new project, all right, unless I just decide to go on a world tour because I finished my album and I see myself as the next J-Lo, but with a better voice. I have a crappy voice, but if I would go on a world tour, I would definitely have better voice than J-Lo. Yes, shade to J-Lo. But yeah, so I'm gonna have a lot more time, and I'll be more on YouTube, and we will connect. So do you guys, let's move on real quick, because we're already in 1 hour and 23 minutes. Okay, what we should do is we don't need to spend too much time on that, and then at the end we always have question time, so you can ask me like quick questions about something, not personal questions, but like questions about something specific that you want. And what was I going to say? Yes. So the next topic for today is that during the Oscars after party, I believe it was hosted by Beyonce and Jay-Z, Usher approached Justin Bieber, and Justin Bieber got aggressive, and it got physical to the point where there was some pushing. I will play you a video. I will play you a video. Just it recaps a little bit the story, all right? And then I'm going to take your questions on this, because everyone's like, why was Bieber so angry with Usher? I feel that Bieber has been angry with Usher since the Diddy days, when Usher was a vulnerable, very innocent young boy who was left under the guardianship and under the wing of Diddy and all of these rappers and all of these singers. And we, let's not get it back into what we know about what was going on in these parties and these events, etc. And I feel like Bieber, but I will pull some cards and ask my guides. I feel that Justin Bieber has a lot of resentment and pain. Usher was there to protect him. He was supposed to protect him. He was supposed to be a protector. This is the story that Diddy put out there. This is the story that Bieber's parents knew, right? Back in the day. And Usher did the opposite of protecting him. And Bieber gets triggered. He sees him and he's like Taylor, sees red. Karen, we just said the same thing. Yeah, exactly. He was supposed to be a mentor, a protector, all of that. But before I play this video, I just want to remind you something, that tomorrow is actually the last day where you get your early bird price for the activation workshop. It's what I call the sunrise price. And after that, as of Tuesday, the price is going to get a little bit more expensive, but make sure we have limited places still available. We have, I believe, 3 still available. So if you want to sign up for the activation workshop, please do so today, actually, because you save 40 euro actually. And everything is linked down below. All the details will be in that link down below. And of course, before we move on, if you want to book a reading with me, book yourself a reading now. Okay, the next availability I have is in June. I also have an offer right now. So if you're already a client or you're already on my mailing list, you have received this email. I had a spring offer, which was any readings that you book until the 31st of March. So until Tuesday, you get 30 euro off your reading for June. So if you want to book your reading for June, because that's when I have availability, then you get it cheaper, you get it discounted. So make sure that you book yourself in for June, because July, you guys, I'm only going to take very, very few clients in. And these are usually the clients that I've had or I do coaching with, or these are like the clients that I've known for many, many years, because I need to focus this summer on finishing my book and all the other projects. And then August, I take 2 weeks off. We go on a holiday. So just giving you a heads up about everything. So let me play you the video, and then while I'm playing the video, I will ask my cards and start pulling cards and asking guides, so we just save us some time.
Bieber got into it at an Oscars after party hosted by Beyonce and Jay-Z, and TMZ has learned things got heated. Sources connected to Justin tell TMZ Usher approached him at the party with what they described as energy and anger, and the two got into a heated exchange. The sources say although there was no physical contact, it was intense. TMZ's reached out to Usher's camp to see if they have a consistent story, but we have not heard back. We're told Justin's been trying to erase everyone in his past, and one source connected to JB told us he's always been rude to Usher. Still, it's unclear what the argument was about, though we're told it didn't drag on. With Beyonce and Jay-Z hosting, the guest list was insane. Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, Michael B. Jordan, Tiana Taylor, Kris Jenner, Kylie Jenner, and that's just to name a few. And of course, Justin's wife, Hailey Bieber, was in attendance.
Had to stop it. Okay, we heard the story. Oh my God, everybody. All right. We've deep dove on Diddy, on the music industry, on what's happening, on all the schmexual stuff that's happening, on how they manipulate kids, such as Justin Bieber. Let me just show you the cards, okay? Let me just show you the cards. I'll just show you the jumper cards and I'll explain everything. I'm like, why is Justin Bieber so angry with Usher? What's going on? Page of Swords, a kid. This is a kid who is protectee or mentoree. What's the word? I can't find it now. You know, who's someone under someone's wing, okay? Who's learning, who has a mentor and who's learning, and a kid, okay? This was him. The next card, jumper card, Knight of Cups. Look at the image. If I had the Rider Waite here, you wouldn't be able to read it as easily as with this illustration here. Knight of Cups comes in to woo you, to charm you. They want something from you. They're super charming. They use emotions. They, you know, if we're talking about like in a or a potential relationship, and I picked this card up, I would be like, oh, this guy's really into you, or this girl or this woman's really into you. They really want to be with you. They will, you know, they'll come in strong. They will show you. They will give you the signs to tell you that they're into you. This is a charmer here. Ace of Cups. I'm disgusted. And I pulled 2 cards. These were just the jumpers. Well, I was asking the question while the video was playing. Ace of Cups. This is the most sexual card. Everyone thinks it's the lovers. No, you guys. Ace of Wands. Wands, passion. Wands, phallic. A symbol of fallacy. Passion. 5 of Wands. I just threw that card down. 5 of Wands. This is internal. This is internal. Internal. I'm trying to find the word, but because I'm getting so many words just come through right now. I want to say I kept hearing the word assault. This is internal turmoil. This is turmoil. And 4 of Cups. No, Bieber wants nothing to do with Usher. Usher did the opposite of what he was supposed to do, which was protect Bieber. And not only that, he took advantage of him in all the ways that you're in the ways that you're thinking right now. King of Cups. Sorry, if I said King of Cups here, I meant Knight of Cups here. The Knight comes in on his horse. He's like, look at me. Look at me. Look how cool I am. Look how amazing I am. Do you want to be like me? Let me show you the ropes. But first, you've got to do some things for me. King of Cups, he's very emotional. Like, there's a lot going on. I told you, Justin Bieber, I feel sorry for this man. My heart goes to this man. It does. He's trying to keep it together. Like, he tries to keep it together in general, but there are times when he has PTSD and things kind of like, yeah. And then I pulled the Queen of Pentacles. I'll say it. Bieber sees Usher as a queen, as not. Behind closed doors, he calls Usher many things, and using words such as queer, but not, you know, more demeaning, more bad, let's say, okay? That's what happened. He was just triggered. He was just triggered. I don't feel that Usher did anything wrong or said anything wrong on that night, but Bieber just lost it. And if Justin was on something, just saying, just my opinion, if he was on something, which is what I'm getting and feeling, then, you know, they can make you a little bit paranoid. You can see things twisted. You lose control of your emotions and what you say. Yeah. When Bieber's mom signed over custody so Usher could be a guardian, I felt danger. My son is his age and I would never sign him up. No, 100%. Yeah, because Sometimes I don't understand these parents, you know, and even back when I worked in the music industry, like, you know, we had kids, little like talents, kids that had a talent in acting or singing, and sometimes we worked on a musical. Which one was it? I think it was, oh, I don't remember now. Jacob and the Technicolor Coat or something like that. One of those musicals, right? And there was a child actor, singer, and whatnot. Let me tell you, the mom and the agent would come into the office, into Sony. They would bring her in, right? You know, they would serve them coffee and cookies. And are you hungry? We can order something. We can order you something, or blah blah blah. You know, they would treat the parents that way. And then they were like, okay, do you want to hang around here for a while? You know, we had a meeting room with like big screens and stuff like that. Or you want to come back later? And then they would just like escort the little girl and take her to the studio or other rooms. And I'm like, don't now. Well, back then I was in my 20s. You know, you don't see anything wrong with that in different times, but now, no. So I'm just saying that this is not good. I don't know. Do you have any other questions on this? Because I think this is pretty clear. Will Bieber ever gets better and get just no? Lucy, unfortunately, because I think I read Justin. When was it? Months ago, a few months ago. It was last year, but no, I was actually very, very worried, and a lot of you in the chat as well were very worried with that reading, because he's in a very dark place. He is, and unfortunately, and you remember back then I made a prediction about a young guy, which at the end it was Charlie Kirk, and I just had that light bulb moment a couple of weeks ago. But with regard to Justin Bieber, I just saw that he's very self-destructive, and unfortunately I don't feel that he has enough people doing. I don't feel he has people doing enough for him, and that includes his wife, Haley. I'm just worried about him. I feel like his life is going to be cut short, and I don't know if this is going to be intentional, like he does it to himself, or some kind of accidental, you know what? But I'm worried too, and I want him to be happy too. I really do. But I feel he's struggling, and the fact, and after they had their baby, you know, everyone was hopeful, like, you know, parenthood would change him, it would heal him, it would, you know, it's your baby. It's you grow, you know, you learn so much by becoming a parent. But I honestly think that becoming a parent and having this child has brought on like so many dark stuff that he had pushed away and pushed down in his psyche. And I really feel that now, as a dad, being from he is in that position of being a dad now. He's no longer the child, he is the dad. He's having a hard time with that. He really is. I was hoping the opposite, but yeah, it's sad. I hope so. I whenever I read him or I connect to him, I feel he does get like it's like Taylor and Dakota. It's always on and off. Like he will reach out to like therapists and support group when he feels like he has these intrusive thoughts and he's afraid of what he might do. But he's not consistent with it. And that's why I'm saying that the people around him don't do enough to help him, to support him. Because if this was my son, my brother, my husband, my cousin, my bestie, I literally would just move mountains. I would do anything in my power to help them, because I wouldn't be able to sleep because of anxiety, you know, being in a relationship or having a relative or a loved one with substance abuse issues. you live every day fearing for what the night might bring or the next day might bring, or when your phone rings in the middle of the night, if that's that call that you've been dreading your whole life. It's awful, but in my opinion, they should be doing a lot more to help him, and they don't. And unfortunately, this is the product of these child stars and celebrities that have been in the industry for so long. They are surrounded by yes men. And when they actually have people there who will put their foot down because they do actually want to protect them, they just throw a hissy fit because they just are so used to having yes men and people around them. And I feel this is what's happening with Justin right now. Everyone is just appeasing him and saying yes, 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 and helping him in a very subtle way, because if they don't, he gets angry. He's got wrath. Like, honestly, even now I'm talking to you, but I am connecting. That's when you see me looking up like on the sides and stuff, it means that I'm seeing things. I'm receiving visions, I'm receiving downloads, I'm hearing what my guides are saying. And while I'm talking, what I am getting is that he has wrath. Like, when he gets to that boiling point, he loses it. All right, he gets angry. He can't help himself. And I feel like people just don't want that, and they just try to do the best that they can, but they don't do enough. They just don't. No, I don't think that day will ever come, because I don't think he will have time to do that. Because Justin, if he ever wrote like a tell-all book or his memoirs, or he came out in an interview, this would be like when he's much older, like when they have a son, right? When their son is older, this would happen. He wouldn't come out now. But I don't think so. I think Haley will eventually write a book, and as a result, there might be some kind of docu-series or documentary about being married to him. But I don't think we'll ever hear the truth from Justin's mouth. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I feel that also the birth of his son brought up all of the Usher stuff and all of this stuff. So instead of it being more healing and cathartic for him, it's actually the opposite. Because even like, come to think of it, when you go back and you look at Justin Bieber before Haley got pregnant, like what he looked like, his behavior and everything, and then right after, like, she got pregnant, not even got pregnant, after she had the baby, the difference is dramatic. If Justin is upset about behavior or towards them, why has he supposedly taken advantage of others himself at his parties? When you sleep with a blind, you wake up blind. That is unfortunate. When you rub shoulders with these people in this friggin' industry or any other dark industry, unfortunately, you tend to adopt certain mannerisms, certain things that you do. I'm not excusing Justin. I'm just saying it because I've also been part of this world. Not only I've been part of the music world, the acting world, my parents' world, with all, it's all gonna go in my book. But it's the other book, not this book, another book. I can tell you just, when you're in that world, it's very hard for you to get out, and you have to kind of like, you copy the motion, the motions, and you kind of have to do what you have to do if you want to be part of that circle. It's sad. That's a good question. I believe, if I remember correctly, I'll ask this question real quick. Well, he and Haley stayed together, and I have another. Show me his relationship. Show me Justin's relationship with Haley, please. Ooh. Oh, this is my divorce card. Chariot. It could also be, it could go one way or the other, and it's not determined yet, the outcome of it. But from the readings I've done, Hierophant, and then I pulled Hierophant. Ooh, hold on. Hold on. Yeah, no, they're not staying together, unfortunately. They will split up. So here the cards, the Chariot is also, a lot of times it can also indicate divorce, because you're taking the reins and you're now deciding that you're going to cut the ties from your partner, your spouse, and you want to move in a very different direction in life. And then Hierophant is the marriage card. Okay. So, and it was the one that I pulled right after the Chariot. Five of Swords, not happy whatsoever. I just don't feel they're compatible. All right. They're not. She induces anxiety to him. I don't know why, but I feel like Haley has this thing where maybe she's like too pedantic or too mummy to him, and it just gives him anxiety. He doesn't like that, and what he does is he retreats. And then I have the Seven of Cups, illusions. Already, I don't feel this relationship, like right now, as we speak, I don't feel that they're getting along particularly well, or that they're super happy with each other. But of course, relationships go through ups and downs. And when there's a new baby or a new family member, dynamic changes, a lot of things changes. Men usually feel left out. There's a lot of things going on, but this marriage is not going to last. How long have they been married? Before I give you a prediction, one, because I'm getting a 5. So I'm not sure if this is 5 years from the time they got married or 5 years from now. I'm just getting a 5. Has really evolved into her Sag. Is she a Sag? I forgot. She was a Sag. Hey, Christina. Late to the party, but I made it. Yay. Never too late. We're almost done, though. But never too late. You're always welcome. Did you get to answer my question about Taylor? Did the network sabotage her? The network, ABC. No, I did answer the question. I don't feel that the network sabotaged. I don't feel the network said, we need to punish Taylor. I just think that the Taylor would have gone, the ABC would have gone ahead with the Bachelorette. But I really feel there was a legal issue and a branding issue and a whole thing. And no, this wasn't some kind of this is not what I'm getting. I'm just getting that because of the sponsors. Listen, it was the right move. If they had aired this with all of the backlash, do you know how much money they would have lost and how many issues they would have had from sponsors and advertisers? They would have lost a lot of advertising slot. It would actually be worse. So in my opinion, they did from how I see it, all right, not as a businesswoman or as a lawyer, as here, Natalie, the psychic, sitting over here and reading the situation. They did the right thing. That was the right call, in my opinion. But it wasn't to be vengeful or to harm Taylor. So, okay, so it's more than 5 years. So when I get a 5, it means that it will be 5 years from now and not 5 years from when they got married, because it's been over 5 years. Yeah. Did Haley and her dad stalk to get them together? People say they planned it out. Okay, I'm going to answer 2 more questions, which is Loli's, this one, and then Basilikis, which is the next one. And then we'll wrap it up slowly. Okay. Did Haley and her dad... Hold on. Yeah, I've heard that rumor quite a bit going around. But to be honest, I really think this is like the Selena fans that put out this rumor. This is what I always felt, right? That this was just something that was put out there by the Selena fans. Hold on. Yep. Well, this is a yes, but let's see. Oh, no way. I was not expecting that. So 9 of Pentacles is reaching for that fame, reaching for that coin, reaching for that man. Who's the cash cow? Or boy. Boy, well, back then, I don't know. He's got such a childish energy that I still see him as a young boy or a young man. 3 of Pentacles, coming together, community, through networking, through people that the Baldwins have. It seems so. I was not expecting this. I'm into my musical era, just in case. 2 of Pentacles. It seems this was pre-planned, you guys. And let me tell you what, I wasn't expecting that. I always felt like this was like a rumor that was going around. Oh, by the way, I just have a shadow person in the room. Just saw him. He's right there. It's been a while. Why are you here? Who are you? I'll get... okay, we'll wrap this up because I need to get rid of him. Oh, stop. Where was I? What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So this was not something I was expecting. I honestly, what I'm seeing, I'll tell you exactly how I see it. I don't know what is out there. So it seems that the Baldwins and the Biebers, met through acquaintances, through mutual friends, through events, whatever. And it seems that they wanted to connect the kids, and they did. And also, this seems to me pre-planned by the 2 families. Like, okay, again, for entertainment purposes only, why do I keep seeing that Haley's dad, which Baldwin is that now? Hold on, we have Alec. I don't know which Baldwin, there are many Baldwins, but Haley's dad, all right, why do I feel with his 9 of Pentacles that maybe he even offered some money, or there's a contract in the middle? Nothing surprises me anymore. The Star, there you go. Nothing surprises me anymore. Nothing. I'm not surprised with this either. The Star. This was planned. This was pre-planned. The 2 kids, the Haley and Justin, would get married, would get together. And that's why it seems to a lot of people that sometimes he feels like he can't stand his wife, or back then when she was his girlfriend. This is like not even matchmaking, because I do feel there's a contract there, and there was money involved. Oh, dude, see, yeah, don't worry. I'm used to it. Not used to it. It doesn't happen often. It hasn't happened in a long time, and now this is such a headache for me. This is such a headache for me to have a shadow friggin' entity. There's an entity here, maybe through my reading. I don't know how they got in or from where, because I always do my protection rituals. This is like, it's airtight. Like, my space is airtight. And this is a headache because as soon as I get off, I need to figure this out and get rid of him. I do, because I don't like the energy. He's coming in strong, so he's all over me. My back is burning. It's not even cold. It's burning. So yeah, just saying. Justin once said he was in an arranged marriage. Well, there you go. He said it himself. He said multiple times the contract. It is all PR. Yeah, but with PR contract, yeah. It's nothing. Again, nothing surprises me anymore. Nothing. All right, you guys, that's it. I also need to get rid of this damn whatever this is here. And how did he like literally glided in? Like while I was talking to you, I was looking at the chat. I see this black figure gliding through from the right here. Do you see where this is? This pampas thingy? Well, from there. I don't know. I will go on the replay. Maybe you can even see a little bit because I'm not sure if you noticed anything, but because it is a shadow figure, I'm sure it would have affected the camera or the electronics. I don't know. Did you guys notice anything? I will go back in the replay and take a quick look. Not that I want to. Maybe I won't. Forget it. Just need to get rid of him. All right, everybody. You've been fantastic. Before we go, don't go yet. I have one last thing to say, okay? I have one last. This is important because this is something that happened to me last week, and this is going to help you. This is a stark reminder for all of us here. Something happened, and I really want you guys to help me with this. So the beginning of last week, I was on Threads, and I posted a thread in the spiritual community, and it was just a word of warning for other spiritualist practitioners, readers, etc., that they are these so-called podcasts that put out a thread or a post or an announcement that they're looking for spiritual people or readers or Reiki practitioner, whatever, as guests for their podcasts. So then, of course, people will be like, I'm available. I would love to be on your podcast, whatnot. Great. And then they start, they exchange emails, and then the whole exchange is it all seems very professional. No red flags. I'm saying this because it actually happened to me. All right. So this was me trying to help and protect other people. So, and on the very last minute, so they made me fill in a questionnaire. I did. Like, I felt it was a lot of hard work. I really felt it was a lot of hard work for a stupid podcast. Sorry. I mean, I've had guests before. I don't ask for their, social security. They didn't ask for it, but you know what I mean? I'm like, okay, great. What's the date? What dates work for you? Let's do it. Anyway, so that's the point. And then what happens is at the very last minute, they send you a Zoom link and all. And you're like, okay, this is pretty legit. They're very professional. There's probably an agency behind it, which is why they want all this. All that is okay. But then the day before of your podcast interview, they will cancel with some kind of excuse. In my case, it was something about, oh, yes, we're rearranging some things and we have to re-strategize our content and we'll get back to you. It's some kind of BS. And that's when I looked into all this. And then I actually found a lot of people who fell into this trap. So the point being here is that I posted it on Threads, okay? And I had people who said, thank you for letting us know. Wow, I mean, people will find ways of scamming people, and oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And there was this woman who actually came in hot. When I mean she came in hot, I mean she came in hot. She basically started screaming at me and like, why do you say this? How dare you speak like this? Because you're damaging all the other podcasts. And, something along the lines so that I'm basically just fear mongering. She said, why are you fear mongering? Whatnot. Okay. And I'm like, you guys know me, my Scorpio moon. And if you catch me on a day where I'm not in a good mood, I'm usually 80% of the time, I'm very zen, very centered, I can cope and deal with whatever out there. All right. I can. I've seen it and heard it all. 80% of the time I can, but because I'm a human being, there's that 20%. And if you catch me on that 20%, oh boy, do I sting. And that's why I'm non-confrontational for all of you out there. I avoid confrontation like the plague because I know that if you manage to push a button, and that button, that Scorpio button, well, that's when things can get ugly. Things just come out of my mouth. I just don't want that. All right. I'm not 20 years old anymore where I cannot control what comes out of my mouth. Okay. I'm an adult here. I'm perimenopausal, which makes things a little bit harder for me to control. But let me tell you, so she called me on that 20% of that time. And I matched her energy and I brought it back. And it was so brutal that poor woman, and we're friends now. There's a point to the story. All right. Because she's watching this right now, Jessica. And I want you to say, I love you, girl. It's all good. So what happened after? She was like, why are you so mean? Like she said, why are you so disrespectful? And then I replied to that, but she deleted the comments. She deleted the comments. So the whole comment thread, our back and forth. And she DMs me. And you know what her DM was? This was like 10 minutes after. And let me tell you what she said. She said, you caught me at a very bad time. I overreacted. I'm really sorry. I'm dealing with a lot. My son is Sui, blah, blah. And I'm dealing with a lot within 5 minutes. And straight away, the 80% came back. And I'm like, girl, it's all fine between us. Water under the bridge. I'm sorry. I reacted that way. You know, I was just matching your energy, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we DM'd, we email exchanged. And the reason why I bring it up, she's going through a lot, Jessica. She's going through a lot right now. She's in a very bad pickle, but she has an amazing podcast, which is what started all this, all right? Not her podcast, but the podcast talk started all this. And I just want to share with you the podcast. So if anyone would like to head on over there and just give your support, let me just share my screen. There it is. Where am I? Okay. Add to stage. There you go. Okay. So this is her podcast, you guys. It's called Cosmic Heart TV. You can find it here on YouTube, and I assume it's on Spotify and other platforms too. She has a lot of spiritual wellness interviews and content. She's put in a lot of hard work, as you can see. This is her podcast. So I said, and I promised, because I also felt bad, and not bad that, well, obviously my reaction was not great, but the fact that she's struggling, and we don't want to see anyone struggling here. And because this is the most amazing community, I promised her that I would shout her out. I would share this with the community, with the Femmies, and that you guys would rally around her and show your support. Even if you don't want to subscribe, whatever, just email her, DM her. Her name is Jessica Hope. And she would really appreciate this, because right now this is a very heavy load, what she's going through right now. And my heart goes to her. But here's the thing. There's a message here. We always cross paths with the people that we're meant to cross paths with. And most of the times, it's either you or the other person that you've crossed paths with that have entered your life for a reason. And that reason is for guidance, to mirror something, to help you with something, or to remind you something. And this is what happened between me and Jessica. So that's all I wanted to say. It started off tense, but in the end it was beautiful, because Jessica and I are not like talking now. It's everything was so. It's also a huge reminder to me that 20%, even though it's only 20%, should maybe go down to like a 5%. And I should not be so sometimes. Of course, we have bad days. Don't catch me on a bad day. I always say this, but I've got to show more restraint sometimes. And this applies for all of us. Sometimes don't you find yourselves driving and then you're like screaming and shouting and flipping the bird to people because so what? They cut you off. So what? You're okay, right? There was no accident. So let it go. Let it go. Play your music, or in the future, you can play my music. Okay. And it will calm you down because my music is, by the way, it's really spiritual. It's really cool. It's very boppy. It's very cool, very chill. But also, I'm putting a lot of elements in there to raise your vibration. Just saying. Okay. That's it. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for listening to the story. I felt it was important to share with you guys. And if you want, I'm not pressuring anyone, but I know what lovely and beautiful human beings are, for you to support another fellow spiritual person and someone who's really in the grind right now as well and working hard. And of course, she has really support issues at home. But thank you all for being here. Till next time. Bye. Take care, everybody. Bye.